You blew up my format. This is supposed to be playing until the end and very last games count, and you did it with 2 rounds to spare, man. What the heck?
Welcome to the 4th of the Chess News podcast, where we discuss clutch chess, the Speed Chess Championship, the FIDE World Cup, chess in science, and other topics. It was a busy month for the newly opened St. Louis Chess Club. After the Kasparov-Anand Chess 960 match and the US Championships, we also had the clutch chess tournament last week. The main oddity in this format, devised by Maurice a few years back, is that the longer the tournament goes on, the more valuable victories become, with the idea that things get more and more exciting and everything will be decided only in the last rounds. Well, that didn't go according to plan this time. So what was the format? It was 9 double rounds, so 18 games for everyone. The time control, importantly, was 10 minutes plus 5 seconds, and the scoring was as follows. On day 1, players got 1 point for a win, half point for a draw, and 0 for a loss, like always. But on day 2, there were 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 for a loss. And then on day 3, 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. The total prize fund wasn't bad, it was $412,000. With a stellar field consisting of Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana and Gukesh, which rating-wise could be described as the 3 best players in the world and the world champion, reminded me of the legendary Las Palmas 1996 tournament, which had the world's 6 best players, also in a double round robin, but classical chess. Those were the days. Kasparov won with an undefeated 6.5 out of 10, ahead of Anand, Kramnik, Topalov, Ivanchuk and Karpov. In St. Louis, Carlsen won the tournament with 2 rounds to spare, so despite the format, there was no big intrigue at the very end. But okay, what can you do if someone is dominating this much? Carlsen scored 25.5 points and won $170,000. Second came Caruana, third Nakamura, and fourth Gukesh. Carlsen only had a bit of a rough first day, but then when he got going, there was no stopping him.
Magnus is winning. There it is. What a beautiful game by Magnus. Wow. Congratulations to our tournament leader. Beautiful, beautiful game. Congratulations, Magnus. Wow. Well done, Magnus.
And Magnus has just won the tournament.
Fabiano admits defeat, and an undefeated Magnus on day 3 of the tournament. He gets it done across 4 games. Doesn't even need the final 2 to take the top spot.
I honestly think it was mainly just getting a few days of practice here, playing against the best in the world, and also getting a few days of good sleep and rest after traveling. I think that helped a lot. And yeah, when I feel good and I'm rested, I usually play quite well.
Gukesh was still quite cheerful, even though he finished in last place.
Overall, great experience, especially before World Cup. You know, great. I mean, there are no better training partners than these 3. So, yeah, good thing is these 3 won't be there in the World Cup. So I had a better training than what I'll be facing. So hope it helps. Yeah.
This week also saw 3 more matches in the ongoing Chess.com Speed Chess Championship. The platform announced this week that, starting this year, the winner of the annual Speed Chess Championship will be awarded the Naroditsky Cup. The cup will have the winner of previous years engraved on it and become the permanent trophy of the SCC. That's a very nice gesture, I think. Hans Niemann demolished former world champion Ding Liren 18-6 to reach the Speed Chess Championship quarterfinals. Ding's first win came in game 12 when a 10-1 scoreline had already made a comeback all but impossible.
Yeah, I don't think, a day defines your chess, and Ding, we know his resume, but it certainly wasn't his day today with this match. Hans completely dominated from start to finish.
Yeah, I think you just got a bit tilted, and when you're tilted, it's possible to lose a lot of games against anyone.
Niemann will now face Denis Lazovic in the quarterfinals. Note that all winners of the quarterfinals will be playing in the in-person final tournament in London in early 2026. Jan Nepomniachtchi at one point led by 10 points before finishing with a 17.5 versus 10.5 score against Anish Giri to cruise into the quarterfinals. Nepomniachtchi will now face Alireza Firouzja. Particularly noteworthy was the fact that Giri played the Catalan opening in 13 of his white games.
I didn't feel like any lucky breaks. I felt like I'm getting some really good training in Catalan. We're one of the best players of Catalan in the world, so this matters a lot, of course. Though it was like a bit too dry and drawish, but normally you would especially spend like several hours for playing such positions with an opponent of such caliber, but during the training session. But here it was like it went for me like as gratis, and eventually I was earning some money with every next draw. Yeah, so.
Shortly after finishing clutch chess, Caruana finished off an incredibly busy October month with a very close match win against Pragnananda Rameshbabu. Caruana will face Carlsen next. Only the bullet segment separated Caruana and Pragg, and the final score was 11-10.
And Fabiano Caruana takes down Pragnananda, both from Team Liquid, and there's your winner on the screen. What an epically close matchup, as Fabi's looking calm as ever, taking a sip after that.
What is one of the biggest events of the year started this weekend in Goa, India. Of course, I'm talking about the FIDE World Cup. In this podcast, I'm only covering the first 2 days, in which we saw 78 matches in the first round. 20 of those went to tiebreaks on Monday, which I'm not covering. There was just one big upset after 2 days of play, as IM Shizu Wang eliminated Leon Mendonca. Next week, much more about the World Cup, of course. Also in the news this week were 2 recent scientific papers related to chess. First of all, a study that revealed new insights into the gender gap in chess. Girls who start with the same age and rating as boys will continue to play chess at a similar rate and at a similar level as those boys, especially in areas where participation is more gender balanced. A new study published in Chance and co-funded by Chessable revealed new insights into the much researched topic of the gender gap in chess. The study is called Across the Board: Sex, Ratings and Retention in Competitive Chess and was co-written by Angela Lee, Mark E. Glickman and Christopher Chabris. It analyzed 3 decades of US chess data and uncovered a critical finding for the chess community. The long-observed rating gap between male and female players is largely determined by differences at the moment they enter competitive chess, not their ability to improve over time. The writers concluded that encouraging broader and more sustained participation among young girls may not only boost numbers, but also help close performance gaps that have long been considered an unavoidable reality of competitive chess. For the chess community, this highlights a clear path forward. Focus on leveling the playing field at the entry level and fostering supportive, gender-balanced environments. The other scientific paper is the latest chess-related research by Google DeepMind, the company that brought us AlphaZero in 2017, which changed the chess world forever. AlphaZero wasn't further developed, and instead we have Lila and neural network versions of Stockfish and other engines. DeepMind has since focused on other topics related to chess, and this time it's about puzzles. In a new study, the Google DeepMind researchers created an AI system capable of generating creative chess puzzles, some of which impressed experts in chess compositions. The 75-page study, titled Generative Chess Puzzles, was led by Google's DeepMind and assisted by the University of Oxford and Mila, University of Montreal. It investigates whether AI can demonstrate a genuine sense of creativity in chess, producing puzzles that are aesthetically pleasing, surprising, and counterintuitive rather than merely mechanical combinations. While generative AI rapidly advances in various domains, generating truly creative, aesthetic, and counterintuitive outputs remains a challenge, the authors wrote. The AI system was trained on 4 million puzzles from Lichess using large neural networks. The models were later refined using reinforcement learning, with a reward function designed to favor puzzles that were both unique and counterintuitive. A selection of puzzles was presented and reviewed by a team of renowned experts: Grandmasters Matthew Sadler, Jonathan Levitt, and FIDE Master Amatsia Avni, an IM in chess compositions. Opinions among the experts varied, particularly on how to define a compelling puzzle, but their feedback was generally positive. As Tarjei Svensson wrote on chess.com, they also pointed out some criticism, in particular positions that were too trivial or unrealistic. In other news, we had also the Tata Steel Chess Tournament 2026 lineup for the top group revealed, the Masters section. And it is very, very young this year. Incredibly, Anish Giri, at 31 years old, will be the oldest participant. So, who are the players this year? Well, we have the following list: Arjun Erigaisi from India, Pragg Ramesh Babu from India, Anish Giri from the Netherlands, Vincent Keimer from Germany, Gukesh Domaraju from India, the world champion, Nadirbek Abdusatorov from Uzbekistan, Hans Niemann from the United States, Yafogir Sindarov from Uzbekistan, Vladimir Fedoseev from Slovenia, Aravind Chittambaran from India, Jordan van Verreest from the Netherlands, Matthias Blubaum from Germany, who has qualified for the Candidates tournament together with Anish Giri from the Grand Swiss, then Tai-Dai Van Nguyen from the Czech Republic, and Yagiz Khan Erdogmus from Turkey. Hans Niemann wrote on X, "I am extremely grateful to Tata Steel and Jeroen van den Berg for the invitation. This will be my first invitational super tournament in over 3 years and an opportunity I will certainly not waste." Speaking of youngsters, we have a new Grandmaster in India. His name is Ilamparthi AR and he is only 16 years old. He is India's 90th Grandmaster after scoring a final norm at the FIDE World Youth Championships. This week also saw Magnus Carlsen's return to playing in the Norwegian League. After flying back from St. Louis to his native country, he played for his club Offerspiel and beat IM Frode Elsnes, who put up a good fight. Then there was also a little bit more on Daniel Naroditsky, as the upcoming editorial by IM Malcolm Payne in his magazine Chess was posted online, and I'm quoting a few sentences from that. "In the light of the dreadful tragedy that's occurred, this feels just like a trifle, but it is symbolic. Chess and Bridge Limited, the chess shop in London that Malcolm Payne also owns, will immediately remove all books and DVDs authored by Kramnik from the shelves and the web store. I have also sent an invitation to the London Chess Classic Masters to David Navarra. This is a statement of how much I love his entertaining brand of chess and also a statement of support, of solidarity and of contempt for Kramnik." On a final note, I wanted to let you know that I've started another podcast. Together with my good friend Arne Mol, I have launched Masters and Matches, in which we will be discussing historic events from the past and legendary players. I hope you will enjoy that too and maybe consider subscribing. That's all for this week. See you next week.